Welcome to That Steam. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. They said we would never be back, Nick.
You never, who tried,
I was like, man, we're recording this time. I'll throw to you, and you're like, I've got this. And I was like, man, this is going to be sick.
Yeah,
we're on here. We're on.
Yeah.
No, I'm keeping it in. I'm keeping it in.
Yeah, no. You never guessed who tried to stop us this week. Bro.
Who tried to stop us from being back this week, Nick?
Shitty restaurant in South Bank.
Whoa, what happened?
Yeah, nearly ruined my relationship.
No, no. Because it was your girlfriend's birthday last night.
It was her birthday last night.
Okay.
Fuck, where am I at? Right?
Well,
I haven't even been drinking much lately. And I think it's fucked me up.
Dude, I reckon you should crack a beer. Sober you is doing no good.
Yeah.
Also, because yesterday was your girlfriend's birthday, and you messaged me, you said, I'm coming around 3, and then you messaged me at like 12, you go, actually, it's my girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah. I remember the day before, and I forgot that it fucking clashed or whatever. And then but I thought, now she's a foodie, Brett.
Yes.
She's mad about food, loves to go to all the different restaurants.
Yes.
But do you know what I thought, Brett? I thought I'd break the rules.
Okay.
Because she's getting her wisdom teeth out today.
Right.
So I thought she'll want chewy, fatty food that she can't eat.
Steak.
So I'll take her somewhere trashy.
Yes.
Trashy, South Bank.
Right.
You know,
South Bank sucks an ass.
Oh, no. I know. But I thought,
but it's kind of good, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I thought, you know what? I'll take her to a restaurant.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It won't be the best food she's ever eaten, but we'll get fat. I said, wear some elastic pants.
Yep.
You know, let's get fat. Let's go nuts.
That's the beautiful part of the relationship when you both agree you're going to get fat.
Let's get fat.
Yep.
You know, let's do that. And then we didn't agree on it. No, just joking. I didn't agree on it anyway. I just got fat.
You and me both, mate. Yeah. Man, I used to be 75, and now I'm like, man, I'm happy with 80. If I can stay at 80.
Oh, man, I'd love to be 80. Anyway, go there. I'm like, hell yes. I saw the place. It's going to be great, right?
Yep.
Then we think, we're a bit early. Let's go for a drink.
You had me a drink.
I thought the only good place to drink in South Bank is Ponyfish Island, that little island.
Oh, man, that is like the number one tourist trap in Melbourne. Every single person, every time I bring anyone from Perth, they're like, can we go to Naked for Satan and Ponyfish? And I'm like, how about I just take you to an actual good bar?
I know, but I've got a little soft spot for Ponyfish. I don't mind it because when I first came here, I went there and I was like, this rules.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty Melbourne because I was drinking a long neck at Ponyfish.
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
Boy from Perth, I've made it. Yeah,
it's a bit too shiny now, Ponyfish. It was a bit dirty before. And
there was seagull shit everywhere.
Yeah. That was good. But I thought we'll go to Ponyfish Island, but then we spot this little barge, right? This little barge. It's a brand new thing. It had when it's got the fucking vines going everywhere.
I think I know the barge that you're talking about because me and my partner walk up there all the time and we don't like this place.
Yeah, and I thought, well, it kind of looks a bit shitty, but we'll be able to drink on the water, right? We get there and it's got all these little spritzers for $20. And I thought, fuck, there must be some cocktail people here, right?
Yeah.
This dude in a dirty t-shirt and a beanie, right? He's wearing a beanie. Walks up to service, right? He looks like a dude that just jumped off. He just looked like he just jumped off his PS5.
Yeah, you know, but also gone, sorry, mate, I don't have any loose change. I'm waiting for someone from the restaurant to come up here.
That's it. And he's like, I go, man, I'll get a. Look, I feel embarrassed saying this in this podcast, but I didn't feel like a beer at the time, right? So I thought,
how dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
You can find another podcast host after this.
Yeah,
right?
I will.
I said, this is what I said, Brett. I'll have a grapefruit spritz. The worst words that have ever come out of my mouth, right? And he goes, sure, but why don't you try the Shiraz spritz? And my girlfriend, she said, I'll have one of those. And he's like, are you sure you don't want one? And I'm like, I'll try hers. But, he's like, why don't you try it? Gets a glass, pours it out of a tap.
Oh.
Pours it out of a tap, gives me a sip, and then he goes, you still want it? And I'm like, no, I'll have the grapefruit one. Like, that was awesome, but I'll have the grapefruit one. And he makes them both. Takes him like 4 seconds. $38.
Well, yeah, it's out of a tap. Man, you know what? People shit on the goon bag. I'd rather you give me wine or something out of a goon bag than a fucking tap. It's like, can I get when you like what are those cocktails with coffee in it?
Yeah. Espresso martini.
Espresso martinis, right? They used to shake them. They used to make them. You had one of those. You didn't go to sleep for 2 days.
Yeah.
Now you go there and they just pour it off a disgusting tap. You're like, man, you can't charge me $18 for something that comes out of a tap.
Exactly. It's like it's the grilled of drinks.
Yes.
Like I'm either Macca's or I'm nice restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking in between.
I love how your brain was like, I don't know any nice restaurants.
I don't know any nice restaurants, you know?
Yeah, that's like a Sizzler move. Remember like Sizzler back in the day? It's like, we'll pour the espresso martini. It's the same some of these bars. I did froth when I saw Bundaberg on tap. I did love that about Queensland.
Man, I love that.
That's pretty good.
I did love that.
That's pretty sick. But what I hated when I was like, man, can I just get, at the end of the night, glass of red wine, nothing better, right? Let's get a red wine. And that was out of the tap. And you're like, what has gone wrong here?
What is going on with the world?
Yeah.
Also, I'll tell you, I'm becoming an old man now, Brett. Okay. I'm becoming an old man, right?
Yeah.
On the way to Bendigo, we'll talk about Bendigo later. But on the way to Bendigo, stop in at the servo, right?
Yep.
And I see the self-serve Macca's checkout, right? 10 people lined up. It sucks.
Yes.
KFC, no self-serve checkout, just human interaction. And of course I go to KFC. I mean, KFC had me there, but I wanted to get a coffee. Next thing you know, I got a 2-piece feed.
Yeah. So you went 3 KFC because we did.
No, this was the first one.
Okay. All right. Because I was like, because on the Saturday when we go to Bendigo, you did KFC twice. I did it once, and then I thought you backed it up the next day. I was like, dude, fucking sort your life out. That's disgusting. You can't go 3 KFCs in a weekend.
I know, yeah, but I would have done it.
Yeah,
but I did 2, and that was the dream. My dream was accomplished already.
I like when you go to KFC or some fast food outfit that you're still like, no, I like the personal human service. Yeah. I refuse to use the screen.
Yeah, I fucking hate the screen.
The screen does fucking suck.
It annoys me.
Yeah. You're like, and then you got to flick pages. It's like, I just want to go, the order's easy. 4 hash browns, 2 bacon and egg McMuffins and a coffee. And I'll go sit over there. You just and also surely the kid who's on $12 an hour or being exploited is cheaper than the electronic machine.
So here's the funny thing, man. This is how I also know I'm getting old, right? So number one, go to Macca's, even though I feel like a coffee. It's the only place I can get a coffee. Just because they don't have self-serve and I've got to use the screen, I immediately blanket. I go to KFC, right? So that's number 1 old thing. Number 2 old thing, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 old thing. And I order my order. This old man next to me, right, rather than using the FPOS machine, it was $9.50, right? Puts it out in change on the desk.
I hate that.
Yeah.
More than anything in the world. I hate notes, but I hate loose change on a counter. Yeah. It's gross.
Man, it's fucking so funny. And the girl looked at it, right, and she goes, there's $9.50 here, right?
and that's why they use the digital screen, because of all those 14-year-olds going, I guess that's $9.50, right?
That's $9.50, right?
Yeah.
And then number 2 old thing, the moment she walks away, I looked at him to like, kids these days.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
I thought he was going to say,
didn't even count it.
I thought he was going to turn around and go, actually, it's $8.30.
Fuck.
What
you got him, man.
You got him.
Yeah.
Man, our mate Carl does that, and because he is an old man, but he still brings out change. I'm like, who carries change after, I can't stand it.
Anyway, to get into my story, go to the restaurant in South Bank. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. I wasn't full.
No.
The moral to the story here, don't trust South Bank.
Man.
Even if you go, oh yeah. And then I was like, I'm so sorry about that, babe, because I really wanted to spoil her. She looked after me when I was sick. I forked out some money for this place. I said, I was going to take you to the rock pool, but I thought it might be trashy in the casino. She's like, I would love to go to the rock pool. And I'm like, oh fuck. That's the only good restaurant in South Bank. I was like, what do you mean you want to go to the rock pool? She's like, I would love to go there.
I think sometimes every time you try too hard, that's when you fuck up. Like I did the same, like even, I mentioned this before, we went to Cairns with Fee and I was like, all right, we're going to do diving. We're going to go sailboats. Yeah. I've got this nice hotel and I clicked on the wrong hotel and our romantic getaway, our bed was here and the shitter was right next to essentially my head, and every time I had to go to the bathroom to do a shit, I had to give 3 or 4 times a day minimum. I had to put like like when you see like toddlers at the AFL.
Yeah,
I'd had to put noise cancelling headphones on Fiona. I'm like, I'll be back in 15. Just
I
grim.
know, man. Yeah, and then we were like, oh look, we could get an Uber. Oh, we'll get a taxi back. Like, because the taxi pulled up. This station wagon, Ford station wagon.
Nice. AU? BA?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a BA. Yeah. And
nice.
Jumped in. Had the craziest back shocks I've ever heard in my life. Like, each bump, like, conk, 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 conk. Full BO. Like, the dude had the BO fully turned on. And then also had to yell the address at him. At least, like, it got to the point where we did have to, when you say it like 2 or 3 times, you're like, oh yeah, this street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This street. And they don't.
This street. And you're just like, A double B. You're just like, fucking hell. So it was the worst date ever.
Every time when you think you're going to give cab drivers another go, like, cause used to be in cabs all the time, they were always assholes to you. Uber comes along. It's great. You get water, you get mints. The cars are amazing.
But now it's dropped off.
Now Uber is shit.
Now Uber is
so
terrible.
now I'm like, fuck Uber. I'm going back to cabs.
Yeah.
I had 2 good cabs. I was like, man, cabs are where to go. Leather seats. It was a beautiful Commodore. I had a nice time in the thing. Drove off. And then the last cab driver, I got out of it. I was like, oh, and he's like $80 because I was in Sydney. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. And it was it stunk. It was dirty. Didn't have a good time. Whatever. $80. And I get out there and I hand the receipt to the person who's reimbursing us.
Yeah.
She's like, man, that's like a $25 ride. I was like, God damn it. God damn. Like, you give them another go and this is what happens.
Damn it. I know. I was on the Gold Coast and I was like, I'll get an Uber. Like, I don't usually, me, Brett, I like to take the adventurous path. I like to do
And is this the Gold Coast, by the way?
Yeah.
Because Gold Coast is the scariest place to get an Uber because there's the 70-year-old retired white man who loves to talk to you for hours on end about everything. I'm too scared.
Man, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I get picked up in a cruiser, a Land Cruiser.
Oh,
I'm like, fucking
how is he making money off that in a cruiser?
I was like, I don't know what's happening. I get picked up in a Land Cruiser. I am loving life.
Yeah.
Then he's like, where are you going? To the rock climbing, are you? I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, I used to train the cadets up in 42 or whatever. And if you get the cadet lines there, you can go. Anyway, I'm like, it became less about where is Nick going, more to let me tell you about the war.
Oh.
And he didn't even fight in the war. He just used to train people up in the reserves. That's it.
Man, every time it's just like a long ass winded I reckon as soon as their wives leave, like they love Uber. It gets their pain in the ass husband out of the house, stop saying the same fucking story again and again. Every time I see like that dude, his name's always Graham. I'm like, fuck.
Yes.
This is awful.
I know, man. I know. Yeah. I used to think like Mike G called me a psychopath once because I sat in the front of the Uber. He's like, you're a psychopath.
I will never sit in the front seat of an Uber.
After 4 years of being absolutely barraged by some shit stories, I'm like, I am in the back. I'm a back man.
Man, I'm the back and then headphones on. I go, sorry, mate, I'm just in the middle of the podcast. Do you mind if I listen to this? And he's, oh, yeah, not a problem at all. I'm like, you listen to whatever you want. Noise cancelling. Great. Bang.
I'll tell you this other nightmare story, right? Other nightmare story about Uber on the Gold Coast while we're here, Brett, right?
Is this the night you lost your virginity?
Yeah. Yeah, that was 2 Ubers, actually.
Yeah, 2 Ubers, and they were both called Graham.
He had a cruiser.
I mean, as if you're not going to go down on a guy with a cruiser.
I get picked up by by this big van once, and it was like a really nice girl.
Yeah.
Picked me up, and I was like, what? A young girl driving an Uber
Yeah.
It's not wrong or anything. It's just weird.
You just don't see it
never
often. No.
You're just like, oh, cool. I talked to her a little bit, but then, then I was just like on my phone or whatever. She does 2 of the worst farts ever. Like, awful. Like, yes, full silent but deadlies.
But are we talking like one and then 5-minute gap, then another one?
Yeah, there was because when you're like I'm a guy, I'm cleaner now, but when there's a fart around,
yeah,
and there's a nice girl in the car, you're like, maybe it was me.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was me.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. If you're next to someone who's better looking than you.
Yeah.
Even on a plane, if it's like a handsome dude or something, it was probably one escape from my disgusting asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I just shat myself or I didn't wipe properly or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you start thinking about, roadworks. Maybe we're going through a roadworks or by a sewer. Maybe we're driving past somewhere disgusting.
Oh, is there an abattoir around here? Yeah.
Somewhere like that. You're trying to make up all of these excuses for a person you don't even know and don't even care about, right? And then,
but no one ever gives me that same courtesy. They're like, he farted for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, straight. And then I felt guilty, like I'd done it.
Right.
And then completely rude to me. Like, she was obviously very embarrassed about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, maybe it was just drove through a bad place. Like, 10, 15 minutes later, happens again.
Man, I reckon you've just got to own it.
You just got to own it.
You just got to go all windows down and go, yep, it happens. And then I'll be like, yeah, cool. That would not affect my star rating.
I ate a big egg.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Dude, I had 15 beers last night and it's escaping my body today. Man. Like, man, wind the window down, fart away, But don't leave me boxed in.
Yeah.
Don't leave me boxed in and questioning myself.
Yeah, and don't just... She gave me that much of a guilt trip. I was like, it was me.
Oh, really? So she was saying, like, is that you or?
No. Just how rude she turned so quickly. Like, it was a full Jekyll Hyde situation.
Yeah, right. She shadow pants, I reckon.
Oh, man, it was fucking... Anyway, who cares? I had a great time. Let's talk about Bendigo, Brett.
Speaking of farts on the way, in a car on the way to somewhere, we went to Bendigo on the weekend. I love Bendigo. We both love Bendigo. Somehow we'll end up out that way somehow.
It's the greatest Victorian city, in my opinion.
Love Bendigo. I love all the towns up there, maybe like Woodend or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Halfway between or something like that.
Harcourt. So nice where the apples are.
Oh, love that. Love that. So me and my partner got in earlier before you, right? And we just did a little bit of a pub crawl around.
Yes.
And we get to our like fourth bar and we get to Handlebar. I don't know if you've been to Handlebar before.
Loved it.
Love Handlebar. And this lady, like I love a rough country chick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not afraid of anything. They say whatever they want. They'd probably fart in the car and then own it, right?
Yeah.
But we're at this bar and this chick bends over, right? And then a gust of wind just like knocks up her skirt like a little bit, right? And we just see, me and Fee just see everything, right? And everything. And like everyone in the bar kind of sees it or whatever. But she doesn't even rush or panic to pull her skirt down.
Yeah.
She just casually stands up, turns to everyone and goes, "Who needs jocks when you're wearing socks?" And then just finishes her beer. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That is great.
The roughest women. I love it.
Oh, man. It's such a good place. We went to Bendigo Comedy Festival. Amazing.
Oh, so good.
One of my faves, It's got all the characters there. Luke Morris, Greblo.
Love it all. Yeah. But I checked out the Chinese museum beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the Chinese museum rules because it's like all small country towns, they're passionate about the 4 or 5 tourist things they have. Even if they are shit, they love them. They love them more than anything. Like, you got to go check it out. So I was like, I'll go check out the Chinese museum. And we rock up at 4:30 and it's like meant to close at like 5 or something. I'm like, half an hour will be heaps of time. Yeah. Right, we get there, there's 2 like sweet old ladies and they're like, 4:30. Oh, we close at 5. I don't know if you'll be able to see everything in that time. I'm like, oh, that's okay. That, we can come back tomorrow or something. Or I'm like, oh, we're not really around tomorrow. Can we just grab a couple of tickets? We'll just do it really quickly. She's like, okay, but you won't be able to see it all, right? And she charged us like kids' price tickets.
Yeah.
Nice of her. Go in there. It's one room. It's one room. Like, honestly, you could see the whole of the Chinese museum from the reception.
Man, so it sounds like the Apple Museum was bigger in Tasmania. That was so small. Yeah.
Did they charge you to get into the Apple Museum, though?
No, that was free. But yeah, for fuck, that is so funny, man. One room.
It was one room. It had one other side room, and like it had the things that it had in there were pretty cool. Like really decorative small pieces, and like everything was like hand sculptured. There was like this thing made out of like this green stone, this cart. Yeah. And it must have taken them 1,000 years to make. It was psychotic. It was worth like going and check it out. But I loved that there's this hand like sculpted wooden bed that must have been like 1,000 years old, you know, passed down from all these different dynasties or whatever. And I just noticed there was like a hairline fracture in it.
Yeah.
And someone had just put a zip tie on it.
That's perfect.
I know. It's like great. 1,000-year-old bed frame that's handcrafted, and just some old bloke from Bendigo's like, zzz. She'll be good for another 1,000 years.
I love zip ties too much. They're too reliable.
Man, I get it. It's like it's holding. It works.
Yeah,
but you're like, man, it's 1,000-year-old, old artifact or some shit. Glue it back together, brother.
Yeah,
but also zip ties work. So fuck it. You know?
I know. Yeah, we when we moved house, we lost the bracket to my partner's TV.
Oh, yeah.
The stand.
Yeah.
It just disappeared.
Yeah.
Some things just disappear sometimes.
Yes, Nick. I have hanged around you a long period of time.
How did a TV stand disappear?
Yeah, that's true.
A whole TV stand. So we ordered one from Amazon, but it was weird because it helped. I don't know. Some things you just don't trust.
Yeah.
You're like, what is going on with the stand on this TV? Like, that's all it. Just 4 little gripper things.
Yeah,
I don't trust this.
No.
And then I said to her dad, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just buy a TV for you. It's a big one." And I was like, Caitlin's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, hold on, zip ties, zip tied onto her, Matt. She's stuck, not moving." And Caitlin's like, "You and your fucking zip ties. We nearly got a free TV."
Yeah, it's like, shut the fuck up with your fucking zip ties.
Yeah,
but also, you're like,
this?
You got to, like, I like fixing things. So it doesn't matter how it gets done, as long as it's done and it works, who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
It doesn't need to be pretty. But also, I mean, you could have got a free fucking TV. So that rules.
Anyway.
But man, thanks to everyone who came out to the Bendigo Comedy Festival.
Yes.
It was so sick. We had such an awesome night. We got maggot with a few people after the show, which we love more than anything in the world.
Well, Brett, I got a bit of disturbing information.
Okay.
A bit of disturbing. Not disturbing, actually. It's actually good, but it's kind of weird. Is that we had drinks, a big listener and big water drinker, Jamie.
Yes.
Only drinks water.
Yeah.
Great guy from Bendigo.
Yeah, he's a coward. Only drinks water.
Yeah. And then we...
I know he listens, so I'm scared.
Yeah.
That was Nick Kappa speaking.
Yeah. And then Ash Greblow,
local legend.
Comedy Lord of Bendigo. They told me, man, because you and I have both watched the Parkway Drive documentary.
Yes.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? Apparently there's another one.
Yeah, I just saw it came out the other day. And it's about them growing up.
Yeah, there's 2 other ones.
Okay.
And apparently there's another one where they're riding motorbikes. They all ride motorbikes around Europe and nearly die.
Oh, God, that's sick. Yeah.
I know.
I saw Triple J put on one when they're talking about, like, their flashback into all their footage when they're younger and talking about, what is it called? Like, masculine culture or some shit. What do they call when it was, like, toxic masculinity or some shit.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they were a bit toxic when they were younger because they're just, they're shit rats or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, oh, cool. It was on Triple J's thing. I was like, I haven't fucking seen that one either.
Yeah.
Sick.
Fuck, man. Yeah, so we got to wrap our laughing gear around that. Send us the links.
Send us the links.
Put them in the group. Keep it flat stick. If you haven't joined the group already,
please
join
do.
It.
Now, Nick, you got to... We sometimes get gig requests.
Yes.
We sometimes get gig requests. And I think we're going to have to do a poll with you guys. Like, I think this is my crazy idea that Flat Stick are upwards of, 3 billion followers, I think we have now. 3 billion followers. Should we have an end-of-year Flat Stick gig or we should just do this gig anyway? Because some lady has just messaged us saying that she wants us to come to it. Is it Mildura?
Rokewood.
Pub.
Michelle,
Rokewood Pub. She sent us a voicemail. And by the way, if you want to send us voicemails to our Flatstick page or messages when you maggot, please do, because we will play them. They are so fucking funny. Is this what you sent to us?
The funniest thing about Michelle is she's not maggot, right? She's just a nut. And
really?
It is so funny.
I haven't heard these all yet.
I told her she's a nut, and she's like, "Yep, I am a nut." And
I love a nut though.
Michelle, so good. Because I said to her, I said, "Hey mate, if we came to Ballarat, what would you do?" Anyway, she sent me this.
All right.
Hey buddy, how's Cap going? How was Bathurst? And if you guys come to Ballarat, we are 30 kilometres south of Ballarat on the Colac-Ballarat Highway, and we're on 5 acres out in the bush, and we've got a humpy/cabin shack down the back that you can hang out.
That sounds sick.
That sounds so good.
People do I think I could get there? Oh mate, watch and learn. Hold me beer, mate. Poster or something made up on Facebook.
I love how she goes, we'll get a poster and we'll whack it up on Facebook or something. Yeah, it will be good to go.
But this is the best one.
Okay.
This is the best one. So she said, come to Rokewood Pub, and then she sends me this one.
Cap, get on it, mate, because it'll be a fucking good night. We'll laugh our guts out and it'll be a good night.
Now, I should tell you that Brett's the owner of the pub, right?
Oh, not me.
Yeah. So Brett's the owner of the pub.
Yeah.
She said this.
I'm speaking to Brett again at 7 o'clock tonight because he was driving and he hasn't got many points left.
He's driving because he hasn't got many points left. That doesn't really make sense.
I don't think he couldn't get on the phone.
Oh, so he can't be on the phone while driving because he hasn't got many points left.
Now, this is the best story.
Man.
If you got any fucking crazy shit like this in your town, let us know, but this is the best one.
Give you guys a bit of an idea of what Rokewood's like. There was a rodeo out here a few years ago. Shannon Knoll was on the microphone, had to stop in the mid-song to calm down a mad brawl in the middle of the crowd and tell everyone to chill out. So that's just a vague idea of what we're like out here.
Yes. What a legend.
We love you.
Man, we've got to do this gig out in Rokewood.
Oh, man. Far out.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
Well, let's see how much feedback we get. Who would be willing to come to Rokewood? Even if you don't, I reckon we should just go.
Yeah.
It could be like our last gig we do for the end of the year, like December fucking 18 or something. We just go to Rokewood. I'm sure the girlfriends would love that once again if we go disappearing.
To go to Rokewood.
They love Rokewood. They would love it.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's been another Ripper episode. Until next time, keep it flat. Stick. Oh, yeah. Also, I forgot to advertise.
You should do this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got my comedy I'm filming my comedy special this Sunday. So this comes out Thursday. So this Sunday, so the Catfish. Let us know. Make sure you buy tickets. There's like 10 or 15 left. I would love to see you there.
Like, if you come in distracting clothing, I will pay for your ticket.
No.
You know those Vuvu's whalers?
Actually, that's pretty cool. I did a trial show last night and I got heckled. It's like, fucking hell, can I just catch a break, please? Oh, yeah, in Bendigo, one of the Bendigo signs, a big gust of wind came over and nearly knocked me over and all my beer over and shit on the stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I get no respect, and that's
Bendigo,
what I deserve.
I love it even more.
All right, until next time, keep it flat. Stick.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I just dug into the old movie stories.